Hey kids, today I'm reading this article from NPR. You remember NPR stands for National Public Radio, right? The article is about how the government and companies in Iceland first tried, then allowed more and more people to work less hours for the same pay. They did this to see if the well-being of the workers could improve while not hurting worker productivity. Researchers found that as more and more people started to work 4 days a week, not 5, for the same pay, there was no impact on the productivity, and they were happier because they had more time off. The title of the article is Iceland Cut Its Work Week and Found Greater Happiness and No Loss in Productivity, and was written by Andrea Hsu. I am reading this mainly because in college, this would be considered a topic in an economics or a social sciences class. Sociologists and economists are always trying to see how they may improve the well-being of the citizens without affecting the economy. I have given you kids the meaning to a lot of words below, so take a good look, please. Okay, here we go. Iceland cut its work week and found greater happiness and no loss in productivity. As many people contemplate a future in which they don't need to commute to offices, the idea of working less altogether also has its appeal. Appeal 就是还蛮吸引人的，也有它吸引人的地方。Now, research out of Iceland has found that working fewer hours for the same pay led to improved well-being among workers, with no loss in productivity. In fact, in some places, workers were more productive after cutting back their hours. Granted, Iceland is tiny. Its entire workforce amounts to about 200,000 people. But 86% of Iceland's working population has moved to shorter hours or has the right to negotiate such a schedule, according to a report by the Association for Democracy and Sustainability and the think tank Autonomy. This follows 2 successful trials involving 2,500 workers that the report called a major success. The trials were conducted from 2015 to 2019. Workers went from a 40-hour weekly schedule to 35 or 36 hours weekly schedules without a reduction in pay. The trials were launched after agitation from labor unions and grassroots organizations that pointed to Iceland's low rankings among its Nordic neighbors when it comes to work-life balance. Workers across a variety of public and private sector jobs participated in the trials. They included people working in daycares, assisted living facilities, hospitals, museums, police stations, and Reykjavik government offices. This is the capital city of Iceland, Reykjavik. I think I'm saying that right. Okay. Participants reported back on how they reduced their hours. A common approach was to make meetings shorter and more focused. One workplace decided that meetings could be scheduled only before 3 p.m. Others replaced them altogether with email or other electronic correspondence. 这个就是通信哈，就是以前互相写信就叫做 correspondence. Some workers started their shifts earlier or later, depending on demand. For example, at a daycare, Staff took turns leaving early as children went home. Offices with regular business hours shortened those hours, while some services were moved online. Some coffee breaks were shortened or eliminated. The promise of a shorter work week led people to organize their time and delegate tasks more efficiently, the study found. Delegate 就是把你的工作发放下去，授权发放。Delegate 也是参加一个重要会议的会员哈，所以这个字有好几个意思。Working fewer hours resulted in people feeling more energized and less stressed. They spent more time exercising and seeing friends, which then had a positive effect on their work, they said. One worker quoted in the research cited an increased respect for the individual as a motivating factor. Rather than being seen as a machine that worked all day, there was recognition that workers have desires and private lives, families and hobbies. 我觉得这篇文章的生字对你们来讲是不错的。OK， 所以就像我说的，我如果没记错的话，经济里面有一个什么 Pareto optimum， 意思就是说，你是不是可以让大家都高兴一点？但是就是你能够减少一些 input，然后可是让大家都不会变得更差。这个好像就是一个那个例子。这就是为什么我读这篇文章啊，因为你们读大学的人一天到晚看到的都是这样子的内容。OK，later。